the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective.
It's the biggest boss
From business, entertainment, love, and life,
Had to find my inner power.
to fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You now rocking with the best.
Here I am, goddammit. Once again, this is a Romello Marcellus show. He is me. This is the extended happy hour. Seems a lot of people had a lot to say about the show yesterday. Ain't for everybody. You don't like it? Doesn't cost you a dime. Pay me no mind. Something out here for you. But what we talk about is merely stimulating intellectual conversation and commentary. You know, everybody's got a viewpoint. Yeah. Everybody got a viewpoint. And I ain't knocking nobody. And for the record, man, I've never said that Russell Wilson is a cornball. I mean, a man takes care of his family. He handles his business. To me, he's a real one. Yeah. But tonight ain't about that. Tonight about something else, man. I'm gonna wait for the people to get in. You know, I gotta handle my business while we're waiting and allowing people to come in. If you like the show, man, if you've been following me, you know, hey, everything's being transitioned over. So you might want to follow me on YouTube. Smash the subscribe button. Click like, pluck the bell. And also on Instagram. Double tap me. And if you're already friends on Facebook, man, click that follow. Share. If you like it, man, and you get in and I see you, I'll drop your line, man, and invite you into the wet group, man. My with exceptional taste, folks. Yeah, for sure. We have a lot of other conversations over there as well. I mean, you know, you're able to post your ideas, show ideas, anything of that nature, and you know, becomes something we talk about. It takes a village to raise us. We don't all know it, and the things we do know, we should be sharing with one another. This is how we build our community, or should build our community. You know, it's been a lot of talk about how, you know, our relations as sisters and brothers, how we kind of go in on each other, bash each other out, you know. But yeah, I want to kind of get away from that. I want to kind of put some perspective behind where these images come from or have come from. You know, it's hard out here for us, period. You know, we already behind the eight ball. We started losing, and you know, we got to get back. So, I mean, the show tonight was inspired by something I saw, man, and I think that a lot of us should be, you know, aware of things that's going on. Like, if you got kids, man, you might want to remove them. But this disturbed me today. I want to share this with you guys, and it's all relevant to the conversation I want to have. Yeah. This is about possible what the conversation will be about this evening and how we as black men need to get our conduct together. And some of the reasons why we know, but what are we going to do about it? We got to be a part of the solution, um, and be willing to step up and hold each other accountable as well. I can't ask for things of other folks that I'm not willing to do. Um, if you're just joining the show, man, the topic tonight is this: Can a man truly forgive his father that wasn't there? And I say he wasn't there, man. And there's a lot of different levels to either being there or not being there. You got fathers that are around and have been around and merely just bodies. They don't uh, make any sort of investment in the betterment of the kid, or um, doesn't give any true guidance. They're just there. Even if they're making provision, it still has to be more, more. You know, um, this is what I saw today, and this is kind of what inspired me. Dennis Rodman, man, is one of the greatest defenders to play the game. Hall of Famer. And, wow, phenomenal at his craft. Here you got a man who was actually darn near given nothing that he didn't work hard for. He gave his all before he received any of the accolades, whether it was the indoctrination to the Hall of Fame, whether his rings that he won. He did the work to make his dream become a reality. And you may as well say he did it alone. A lot of times you can have a step parent that will step in later on in life, but you still long for that connection to the one that actually bore you. But this right here brought, a lot of emotions to light or to the forefront for me, and looking at individuals around me and myself as being a father, to say that, shoot, his father hadn't been around in 20 years, but here you go. You got a guy that's somewhere wearing his jersey, spouting off about that's his son, and come to find out he abandoned him. Now, the question is, for us in our daily life, can we actually go back and forgive this person? Can we actually allow them to come into our lives in any way, shape, or form, to hold that title of father, of dad, after they've been gone? At this point, there's really no need for you to come around. This is what most would say. But this wasn't the case with Dennis. I mean, it took him some time, I guess, to get to the point where he was willing to allow it to happen. But Mr. Rodman has since passed away, but he was able to at least mend some fences with him. I choose this clip, man, because once again, I said in his life, all the things that he's accomplished and him being honored as one of the greatest to ever do it. He did it, and he was deemed the best because it's what he did. He was the best at his craft, which actually rang true in his life. And it rings true in a lot of our lives daily. Retrospectively, I said on his show the other night is that a lot of us were raised different. We as men, the majority of us have been raised, black men has been raised to survive, not to love. And there is a stark contrast in that. Being raised to survive, man, you are always playing the position of defense. Defense. And if you look at what defense does, defense actually stops the play. It is halted. Everything is seized. You got people down and out. There's no scores. There's no points on the board. And this is applicable to everyday life. The opposite of defense is offense, where you have forward movement. You're seeking to score, to incur positive results of the planning and the plays and running the plays in your daily life. You know, um, it's like if you were raised in love, you were taught to give. You know, you were raised to be a giver, a cheerful giver. But defense always puts you in the motion or the position to be aggressive or be the aggressor, to always find something wrong or of fault or at fault. You know, and being raised in love or in survivor mode, you know, it's just like anything else. Practice makes perfect. And when you've been doing something for 20 or 30 years, it's hard to put down. It's hard to be anything other than that, you know. And when we talk about fathers, you know, the headship, man, a lot of us out here, we've been bull jobbing, man. We could have done a lot better. We talk about the fear of the courts. We talk about this, that, and the other. You know what the fear of it is? The fear of actually being responsible. You know, you laid with that woman. And if you wasn't going to be with her, then you should have been responsible enough to incur some sort of birth control. And if you bore the child, then do whatever you can do to be there. You know? A measure of a man, well, who's to say what the measure of the man is, other than the children? Because they're going to always give you the report card. But here's the difference. You know, you hear people say, girl dad, my daddy's girl. But you know what? In the eyes of the son, dad can't do any wrong. He's Superman. He is Superman. There's nothing he can do wrong. Now, whether or not it is applicable to positivity in the child's life, what that father does, who's to say? But at the end of the day, to that one son, he's everything. He's everything. And, you know, I attribute this image as well. To be a man, he has to see a man. You see that baby? You see him? If he can't see him, he can't be him. You got to be there. You got to be there. And you got to be on your best behavior when you're there. Here's what we have, right? Now, recall the video we just played. We can tell that he didn't have a solid foundation or a father in the picture to show him and to teach him how to govern his emotions, to govern his thoughts, to govern his willing to give and be cheerful, even in the midst of it. If that was someone and they showed you who they really were, having the love for self would be more than enough to keep you out of that situation. There's two sides to it, right? You think about it. You have those who were raised with and those who were raised without. I'm going to start with the ones who were raised without. Those that were raised without a father, a true father in their life, young men, they have a lack of self-understanding, self-worth, respect, love for self. They lack discipline. Discipline is the foundation to every man. It is needed to apply focus. All of these things are practical until you begin to do the work. Thus, without these things, you're put into survival mode because you're looking at everything in a defensive manner, because the worst thing you can do to a young man is to have him in the world alone, longing for acceptance, seeking affirmation in all the wrong places. And then, like I said, you have those that are there but absent. Just a body with issues. And 9 times out of 10, even further abuses. So when we talk about this was the actual piece that I came up with. And this guy's inspired me to do this, because to see that he took a step in the right direction to try and forgive his dad, even after bearing 29 children total, and he was just one of the brood, and being able to forgive his dad and go on with life, it says a lot. Indulge me.
What do you think that your father thinks of you now?
I don't know. I really consider I had a father because I don't even know him really.
Weren't you 3? I think I read 3.
About 3 or 4, and I'm 34 now, going 35, and I haven't seen him since. So I don't know what he's doing. He's in the Philippines doing something, and now he's going around wearing my jersey. He's proud. And I ask myself, and I look at myself in the mirror and say, how can someone be proud of someone which he hasn't been a part of my life in 30 years?
Right.
You know, I can't accept that.
Wow. I mean, how can you do it? I mean, it's happened more times than I think we truly know, when you have someone who's worked hard to make it to the big dance, and then here's someone who wasn't even there other than to be a part of the procreation part or the creation part and not the care. Yeah.
Hold on. It wasn't Dennis Rodman. It wasn't me. I don't see my daughter. And when I see a little girl,
what is it that touches you about your little girl?
I see kids and I hear girls, children just laughing and laughing, and it's kind of hard that I don't get to hurt my daughter. I don't get to see her.
Pick up the phone and call her.
Well, I've done that many times, but for some reason I just can't get through. Last night my daughter called me last night. Called me last night. She said, my ex-wife said, you know, I can do it.
You can do it. Take your time. Just take your time.
You know, this is why I get beat up so much for myself. She said, Dennis, you know, I don't want anything from you, Dennis. I don't want anything. It's not about me and you. It's about our kids. I said, all right, great. What's wrong now? What do they need? They said they don't need anything. The only thing they need is they want you to be in their lives. I'm like, and I said in 18, 19 years, they never said that to me. Anyone say, you have any regrets in your career being a basketball player? I said, I have one regret. I wish I was a better father. Trying to get DJ, I had no relationship at all. I don't know how to love my kids. I know how to like them. And I think that came from my mother. My mother rarely ever hugged me or hugged my siblings. She didn't know how. That's the only thing that hurts me. That's the only thing anyone can say about it.
Yeah. You know, think about it, man. This guy right here.
One of the top 10 people on this planet that people recognize. Should be happy, right?
funny of him.
Yeah. Think about it. All the money, all the fame, still unhappy. Because of things that were missed or steps that were missed in the midst of his growth as a man. And as they say, usually when you have an abuser or an abuser, he was usually abused by someone who was, well, you know what, he was an abusee first, period. If you're just joining the show, man, tonight the topic is, can a man truly forgive his father that wasn't there? God rest my father. On his way out, he said, I don't care what you do. I don't care where you go. It's never about the money. You get your kids. You get your kids. Let them know you. Let them know the imperfections that lie in you, greatest parts of you. Let them not be in the world alone. That is the hardest thing you can do to a child, especially a young black boy. This is why there's so much separation and disdain, discourse between black men and women. Because of the things we've seen, the impressions that have been first applied to us. You know, you can't have a first impression again. You know, usually what you see is what you're going to get. And in this day and age, everything is so hyper masculine and hyper sexual and hyper negative, especially with us, to keep us apart. I'm not making any excuses, but knowing where things begin gives an idea where we need to go in regards to reparations or making repairs to the relations between black men and black women, i.e. standing for one another, being respectful, even in the midst of our holding each other accountable. Most aren't. We're harsh. I'm guilty of it. It's hard for some of us as men to see our young women, even our older women, make mistakes, like throwing themselves in the dirt, being bought and sold and paid for, selling themselves out for nothing. A lot of it come from the things we've seen when we were younger. I had grandparents, grandmoms, and a lot of the women in my family, they weren't overly affectionate either. My dad, I can tell you right now, I've heard that man tell me I love you once. But because he was there, you couldn't hold a candle to him. He was my Superman. They were kind of hard. And I think because of the time that they endured and they were alive in, may have dictated those things to them. So they showed their love in different ways. But in this day and age, we're being blindsided by so many images, so much information, so much misinformation. And we have people telling us that we're going to lose, and we're believing this garbage. Yeah, I had a conversation the other night in regards to Russell Wilson. As I said before, I never said he was a cornball. I said what I said, and I still stand on it. But it's based on life's experiences and what I've seen. That's just my opinion, my commentary, nothing more. I don't knock anyone. As long as they're living their life right and above board, Have at it. Love who you love. But we're talking about the young guy, like the young boy, putting his hands on the guy and the girl because he can't manage his emotions, because he feels disrespected. Right. What you gonna do? Because the people coming to get you. You done hit the girl's mama and everything else because she didn't want you. You know when someone wants you or not. Yeah. You got to be willing enough to have, this is where it goes back to the lack of self-worth, self-respect, and dignity. The discipline of it all would have put him in a position to recognize that and say, okay, deuces, you're lost. Not going to see about it. And, you're going to hit the man in the head, and probably the man didn't even know about you. But there's that thing where the impressions of things and how we see and view each other move, Yeah. Then you look to the other side where individual who's actually had his father in his life, taught him how to tie, helped him develop himself, some self-worth, dignity, put him on offense. Your children are like arrows, man. You're supposed to direct them and guide them and release them in the direction that they should go, and always be in there with them. Yeah. Yeah. The movie Fence pretty much was how our fathers were back in the day. They showed us love by keeping a roof over our head, clothes on us, and food on the table. And that's just how it was back in the day. I mean, it's the same to this day, because we're on the tail end of that gray knuckle dad that we had, or grandfathers that we had, because their worries or their concerns were different. A lot of their concerns were whether they were going to make it home at the end of the day, without some truck coming to pick them up and take them somewhere and they never see home again. But we still endure that now, right out in the middle of the street. You never know who's going to roll up on you and turn the lights on you. That's why I say, man, your conduct is everything. Put you in a position where bad news will beat you home. Yeah, that's the abandonment syndrome. His dad abandoned him, so when he sees signs of someone possibly leaving, he acts out of fear, not love. That's a classic case of PTSD, and it's very disheartening. Yeah. But what do we do? How do we deal with that? Because that's more, man, it's on tap every day, all day. You got your children out here alone, and they're constantly looking at images that are sowing seed in their mind as to this is what you should be, this is how you should move, this is what you should wear, this is who you should be looking to and looking at. And they have no filter. None at all. Excuse me. No filter at all. And it's sad. But this is the world we live in. How do we even get to the point where we can start truly respecting and appreciating one another as black men and women? How can we get to that point when we're dealing with a world where people are profiting still off of our demise? You got skin folks that are not kin folk that are still culture vultures and everything else, giving ratings to people, what do we do? How do we do that? Do we hold individuals accountable? How do we do that? We all have the power. It's about what we decide that we want to subscribe to or not. That's what it comes down to. Question is, how committed is most going to be when it comes to um, actually putting in the work? That's it. It's a shame, man, that we have to really endure the stuff that we are enduring right now, on top of the fact that we are in a place that really doesn't want us here, by folks that don't even have culture or have a culture. Come on, black people. Come on, black people. Your votes will not matter in the next 2 to 3 years. I promise you. Yeah, there should be. There used to be. Like the big brothers and the big homies and all of that good stuff. Yeah, there used to be. But, you know, the powers that be in those areas defund the recreation centers and defund the programs. So it all sets itself in motion where it becomes merely a pipeline to the prison systems, to the to the judicial system and the prison systems at the end of the day. Seen it all before. It's sad that it happens, but what can you do? You know, get out in front of it as much as you can, but when you talk about it, it's like, you know, who you gonna reach to? You know, who you gonna reach to? Thank you, welcome. If you're just joining the show, man, the topic tonight is can a man, and this is applicable to you ladies too, can a man and you ladies forgive a father that wasn't there? Because if your father were there and you saw how you needed to be loved and cared for, you wouldn't endure or accept a lot of the things that you've been offered, you know. And as I said before, even being there in the flesh does not mean being there. You got a joker that's there, he's just a deadhead. He's not offering anything to your life. And the stuff that he's giving you, a lot of times, it's only an extension of him. I mean, that's your birthright. It's for you to, as you get older, discern whether the information that you were given is proper. I remember I used to take my daughters to get their hair done. I would stand there and I would let them see me pay. I would open the door. I would do all of that kind of stuff because this is what they should be receiving. And, you know, this is a part of that courtship that should be there. Not raising my voice to my, I don't raise my voice. I've never done that to my daughter. Never done it. They know when I'm serious though, but I've never hooped and hollered and, you know, no. Mm-mm. Now they ask me for things and I do my form of kicking and screaming. I may play dumb for a while and I'm moving in time the whole way long, kicking and screaming. That's every woman in my life. And that's just my man. But I got to give it at the end of the day, regardless of whatever it is they need. I at some point I'm gonna give in. Hopefully they ain't watching. None of them are watching. Hopefully, even to my mom. Yeah. But you know that's how my dad was. Talk the mess, but the whole time he on the way. Yeah. I was fortunate. A lot of my brothers weren't. A lot of my sisters weren't. Yeah. Fathers do teach their daughters what to accept from men, and they set the standard as well. Your father is your first love. But to a young man, the father is his first hero. That's his Superman. You know, the very thing he's going to build his life on. That's the foundation. That's his birthright. If he doesn't see his birthright, he's a bastard. He doesn't know where he's going. He's blind. And that's the worst place you can put a young black man, especially in this country. Yeah. He's blind. Doesn't see anything. Feeling his way. Now, there's some that it works out for, and we talk about workout for. I mean, when we put a measure on working out, I mean, look at Dennis. He's made millions, multiple championship rings, Hall of Famer, but an emotional wreck because he missed those things. And we only get a portion of the story. We don't know what other abuses this man has gone through or what things might have happened to him, what disappointments in life has happened to him. We don't know. We just know what the surface is. Yeah. Yeah. It makes some stronger and some weaker. Yeah, but the information in it all, I mean, depends on how you look at weaker. Information is power. Always. It just depends on how you decide that you want to wield it. We talk about fathers. Facts. Fathers are heroes to boys. Yeah. This is why your young man, if you are a single mother, the minute he's off the porch, he's going to look for that man. He's going to look for his dad. He's going to look for a dad. Yeah. And shit. If it's Joe Blow down the street and he's showing him some love, even by sending him to run that pack and put some money in his pocket and protect him on the block, that's my dad. And trust me, he'll put that pistol to work. He'll go to prison behind it. Because that's my dad. Because that's the dad he know. Exactly. Men that are on scene and understand what they need to do with their families. Men do teach their sons how to treat women and how to be stronger, supportive men in society. Yes, they do. I seen a lot, man, and I'll say it again, man. Prayers availeth much. Prayers of the righteous availeth much. Because, I was on some crash dummy stuff, man, from a young age, because I had to have it. I had to see it. I had people out there in it, and my father. My gosh, boy, I remember that talk. My dad is my hero, and I'm a woman, so I definitely know a male would feel that way too. I remember, man, that talk my dad. Boy, I was out reckless that night, boy. And my grandmother, boy, I thought she was going to do it to me. She said, no, I'm going to call your daddy. I think I had to be all of 10, 11. I had to have it. I was going to do it. Some of us were going to go regardless. So, you got to have that talk. You can't not have the talk. And I remember, man, waking up that morning, my dad said, come on, boy, we need to go for a walk. I thought he was going to beat the brakes off me. I said, look, man, there's some things that you got to know about the road that you're taking. And he gave me those laws or those rules. My dad was a big man. And he was 6'6". Tough man. But I can tell you, now as I'm thinking about it and remembering it, I could see him choking back some tears because he knew the path that I would take and the road that I should have taken that was less traveled. And him saying, man, I wish I had a little more time with you to tell you what I'm telling you now. Because he knew after that, I was going. There was no stopping me. And I can tell you, up until about 6 or 7 years ago, I was going 100 miles going north. And you couldn't tell me jack. One of the most arrogant motherfuckers you could ever meet. Excuse my French. And came to a screeching halt. And as I say, man, when people offend in any way, most because they get caught in the midst of their sins, if you truly ask them, are they sorry? And if you were really able to see their heart and their mind, they would tell you, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I got caught. In a court of law, there is a little consolation that if you get jammed up, they may say, okay, you stopped offending before you got brought into custody. Okay, they'll weigh that time, that difference or that distance of time in which you decided to stop offending, and they'll say, okay, cool, we'll apply that and we'll do a departure based on that. That is, if the judge decides that she wants to or he wants to visit that bench book and say, okay, we can apply this if other things are in place like ties to the community, all of that good stuff. I'm getting to the point. The point I'm making to you is this. Every time you misappropriate yourself with your children, with your family, with other people in the community, you are offending the very sensibilities of you and all those that came before you and that are coming behind you. You got to be better, man. It's a shame, right? One of my places, it's home. Old Town Alexandria. As a kid, I remember the times where other kids, we couldn't even go in that area without being run out by the police. But because my great-grandmother was really plugged into that city, grandparents were plugged into that city, I constantly would, deal with the banks there. Taylor and Hunt Burke and Herbert Bank, a few other places. Hopkins, yeah. But there were none of us down there. I was but a speck, unless you were working in Murphy's at the 5 and dime in the counter, pumping gas. But just to hang, no. But I'll tell you, within the last 4 years since COVID, more of us are there than ever before. The businesses are flourishing. The place is beautiful. But I'm getting to the point. It's a shame how when we see each other out in places and faces where we wouldn't normally see each other, we don't even respect ourselves enough to speak to one another. We look past each other like we don't even see each other. Like, you better not speak to me. Shame. But it goes back to how we treat each other in our own personable relations. What things do we lack? Are we constantly on the defense? Because see, that's defensive. That's not offensive. Offensive. I see you out. I'm going to speak to you. I'm going to let you know you're not out here by yourself, sister or brother. Cheers. We here together. What we doing? Yeah. But how does that apply to this? Because I am the measure of the man that was before me. This is how my father moved. He didn't care where we were. If he saw another brother or sister, he spoke. And it was no longer drawn out conversation, but it was to let you know, man, we here together. We beautiful. We're supposed to be proud. We ain't supposed to change up because we're somewhere that people say we have no business being. Same thing. We move into our relations. Sometimes, man, I've been on this platform and I've gone hard and I've said some things about my sisters. I say it because I see so much more in you, and it offends my sensibility that every time I turn on anything, I see tits and ass and hair that don't belong to you. There's nothing more beautiful than your natural hair. There's nothing more beautiful than what God gave you. But You devalue yourself every day that you are twerking and working, jumping up on the tables, and allowing that to be captured and taken away from you and put into a space that it will forever be as long as there's life on this planet and there's light burning. So no one owes you the respect that you owe yourself. Let me say this to you again. It went over your head. No one owes you the respect that you owe yourself. Respect yourself, and others will have no choice but to respect you. Yeah. Look here, I just came on here, man, to talk at y'all a little bit, man. I don't want to hold y'all up. I don't know what y'all got going on. I mean, y'all are y'all still here with me? Are we talking or what we doing, man? What are we doing? Let me see something, man. Tell me something. Tell me something. While you sitting there, man, make sure you cop this, man. It's coming out in June. Yeah, the book, The Finishless Finish Line. Everything I've talked to you about, man, and in regards to myself, it's gonna be here, man, and a little more, man. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Summer's coming, man. Summer's coming. How y'all moving? Are we moving together? Are we moving separately? You know, we're being attacked on so many different fronts. It should never be critical when we criticize one another, especially if we're coming from a place of love. I'm not here to measure your rating. I'm not here to give you a 7 or a 4 or a 2 or a crazy level 5. Or that's not what I'm about. I want us to look good, feel good. I want us to prosper. I want us to be able to help our community, man. Get back to the point where, you know what I miss when I was a kid, man? God rest her soul, man. My grandmother, she used to do these bus trips every summer. And where they lived, the 4 blocks that they lived belonged to all the family. It was all family. She would line those double-decker buses up on a Saturday morning at 6 a.m., man, and I'm going to tell you something. Every seat sold. Every seat. And we'd be everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah. And then they would throw block parties. They would throw block parties like oh man, you have no understanding. So much food, all the music, all the everything, the face painting, the whole 9 yards. Where they lived at, man, we were latchkey kids. There was a lady who lived in the community. Her name was Miss Hopkins. Miss Hopkins would open her house to us, and we would go in there and be arts and crafts and, you know, cookies and everything else. And then when the parents come home, she would just, hey, your baby here, you know, whatever. And they would come pick the baby up, or, you know, walk to the block, or she would walk you to the corner and meet your parents, and, you know, you go on about your business. But, you know, man, big business is a mother. The people decided to use her name. They got the house when she passed, and use her name to turn it into an association, which is now strictly about the business, about the money. Shame. But this is one of those people who taught us how to sit at the table, manners, you know, which fork was for what, which glass was what, and yes ma'am, no ma'am, and instilled all these things, or as a continuation of our parents or our grandparents who was giving these things, our birthright. The days of that is kind of gone, because we've been duped into believing that the 35 is the new 25. Come on, man. Straight up. Let me say this to you, ladies. No pun intended. If you're 35 and you in the club, you the old bitch in the club. It's time you to go home. You don't do clubs. You do restaurants. You do brunches. And you go home. Get you a life. Getting old now. Getting old. And it's a liability, man, because you're out there with all the, you know, all the mess, you know. Come on now. And then you wonder why a lot of you get caught up and get mistreated by individuals and you're, as the old folks would say, the halls of your repute, where everybody comes to feed on everybody because everybody there is miserable. Even those that selling month-long birthdays, celebrating month-long birthdays, excuse me. But it goes back to this. I got my list, man. I got my list. See, the with and the withouts. See what I'm saying? The withouts, they stay in those places because they're looking for affirmation, confirmation that I'm like that. I got it. I'm this. I got, really? Yeah. I'll tell you this much. If I was out in the club, you better believe I was collecting a check. And I ain't paid for no bottles. No bottles. No champagne, no whiskey, no nothing. I showed up, got it, and didn't close the club down. Yeah. But that's just me. I'm just saying, do what you do, but you got to kind of be, this is the part of the self repair and the reparations for yourself. You got to stop putting yourself in positions to be mistreated or mishandled. Yeah. I missed the bond, man. Yeah. There was always something, man. You never met a stranger. Yeah, say it. You never met a stranger. That's kind of where it should still be, even more so because the freedom of movement is there. It's not about a thing where they could subject you to somewhere you ain't got no business being when you know you should be there. My great-grandfather, God rest his soul, had some apartments in an area where they constantly ran down on us until we said, hey, Henry Fleming is my granddaddy. Oh, but you know why they gave us that? They gone. I ain't snitching shit. Ain't nothing happening. He supplied the judges with the shine. He kept us still. He was running that shine, boy. Yeah. So no, they didn't mess with us over there. Yeah. But look, man, black people, I take my hat off to y'all. Y'all do it so gracefully. Everything you do it. It's just natural. The cool in you. Our culture, period. It's just, and people come and steal from us, rob us blind. And that they don't understand that the cool in us is endless. They can't take it. It ain't gonna never stop us. And it's infinite. God damn. We just have to get it together with each other, man, and stop treating each other so bad and start holding each other accountable for some of the things that we do or don't do. And I'm saying it in a manner of love. To say, hey, brother, that was foul, what you said and how you said it. And, you could be a little more dignified. You can still make your point, but you ain't got the XYZ. And I'm not your daddy, but I'm your brother. And I need to tell you this in love. How you receive it, I need you to receive it that way. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. But can a man, and a woman truly forgive their father that wasn't there? Can you? Put it in your minds, man, in your heart now. If this were you, let your responses be known. Could you forgive your father that wasn't there? This is for everybody that's on the line. If everybody in earshot of what I'm saying, I'd like to see your response. Yes or no? Could you forgive your father if he wasn't there? I'll tell you what, I'll be the first to respond. Emphatically. Yes. It's hard to say, but I would. And you know why I would give him the pass? Just because. And people may say it's so cliche. you know. And it's not for me, it's for him. Because I needed him to do something for me, to be there for me, I'm going to forgive him because it's very evident that no one was there for him. As a black man, that's the cliche that the individuals that stand outside of our culture would say, oh, you're playing the race card. You goddamn right. Because we were not given a fair shot. And we still aren't to this day. Yeah. Yeah. I say this, man. I have to, every day I get up, I thank God for health and strength. And I stop asking for things. You know why? Because God is a blessing. He's going to give it to you. When you say, Lord, I ask you for temperance and patience and peace today. You're going to get tests in every one of those things you ask for, because you got to get tested before you go to the next level. There's different levels for the levels. I don't ask for things that I'm not really ready to receive. I move slowly and I govern myself, and I say, peace, man. Get your peace. But continue to give. Don't be foolish with the blessings that you've been given, i.e. your heart, your mind, your knowledge, your time. When individuals want to deal with you, they'll show up and deal with you. But those that slight you, you have to give them an opportunity to recognize the things that they are squandering with you, and give them an opportunity to come around and extend their hand to you to make it right. If not, then you have to move on. But as a parent, you can't move on. You're tethered to your child, man. You know how many parents right now are sitting there and have truly lost their mind because bad news has beat their child home? People forget that parents are human and they have their own stories and struggles as well. Yes, it takes maturity to see the whole picture, and holding grudges against our dad or mom won't make you whole. Say it again. Yeah. As I was saying, man, there's so many parents that are sitting home right now and have truly lost their minds because bad news has beat their child home. And I know you've heard me say this before. When I say bad news, it means that the boys in blue or someone down the street has come and told you that, hey, man, somebody has shot your child and threw them in the gutter like a dog, mercilessly. And that is the worst feeling in the world, because you begin to question yourself. Did I do or say everything that I needed to say or could say to deter this from happening to him or her? And now we're in a day and time where you got more girls allowing bad news to beat them home because of the company they keep, or because of the facade they're trying to seek to be something that they're not, because the components are gone, because people are angry. I don't want to offend anybody, but I will, if it means that I'm going to save anyone that looks like me. We grown folks, y'all. We family. Here's a bigger question, and it's an addition to this. It's an addendum to this. Black man, black woman, can you forgive the individual that you made the bad dick choices with, that weren't there for you and your children? Can you forgive? Can you forgive yourself for allowing things like money to come in between the actual structure of your child's life, of having a sound father and a mother that wasn't built on the fiduciary nature of your relationships. And usually you got bad information from your raggedy ass aunts and girlfriends. Yeah, take his ass because he ain't going. You didn't even get a motherfucker a shot. See, but I ain't shooting no guns tonight. I'm just talking, y'all. We family. We family. We family. Can you forgive? Here's a question. I said it. Put it up there. Let me see if you can forgive. You got a baby daddy, baby mama, and they ain't work out right. And here we go. We got your child that's trying to forgive the father or the mother. You as the other parent, would you forgive? Could you forgive? Here you go. I'll be the first to answer. Cause see, y'all want to drag ass out and emphatically. Yeah, I would. You know why? Because I laid there and made the mistake with her. Not her fault. Not her fault. As a man, I'm supposed to provide some sort of security and sanctity and peace for her to know that I'm going to be there. Regardless if I got a dime in my pocket or not, I'm showing up at the door with a bologna sandwich, cup of water, and I'm going to walk my baby to school until I can do better. You want to call the people, call them, but I won't be here to see my baby. Yeah. So, for all intents and purposes, y'all, I'm just coming from a place of love, man. It's rough enough where, like I said, you have people that are out here seeking to benefit off of our shortcomings. When do we get beyond that? When do we grow? If you like this, man, at the bottom of your screen right here, there's a share button. That little arrow that does that, press that. Share it with your friends. You can actually go in there and click a link, and then you can go and share it to your friends that are online right now in Messenger and wherever else. Share it. Let's broaden the conversation. The more, the merrier. They need to hear this. You got so many people out here, man, that's hurting, and they feel like they're out here by themselves, man. They need to hear this. You're not out here alone. You're truly not. Yeah. Forgiveness is imperative for healthy relationships. Yeah. Shout out to Dennis Rodman, man. I send prayers to him and all the things that he's enduring or has endured in his life as a man that's wrestled with emotional ups and downs, as we all have. And I'm merely saying it because I was inspired by the things that I've seen and read about him. Okay. I'm entitled to inspiration. We all are. What inspires you may not inspire me, and vice versa. But I hope everyone that's in earshot of this tonight has received something, some sort of trinket, some sort of root that they will water and grow and manifest into something greater than themselves, that will outlive them and truly be an inspiration to someone else. I just thank you for your 12 seconds. Truly. If the person is toxic, I would forgive them but distance myself, because my life is more important than a bond that could possibly leave me lifeless. I'm just saying. But what is toxic? When we say toxic, man, usually you have individuals that are fighting and arguing. They're usually, if you really sit back and listen, motherfuckers are saying the same thing, but they're just not listening. You have to get to the point where, okay, you want to talk about toxic? Let me. I hate to put you on blast, Brittany, Denise G. When you talk about toxic folks, the toxic nature of the relationship is this: somebody's feeling like they've been wronged, right, or shorted on something, but they're not able to have the proper lines of communication because no one's listening, because everybody's listening to respond. Now it becomes toxic because no one's listening. You didn't get your point across. This one didn't. Now you're doing this. And then when you finally separate, your mind is racing 50 miles a minute that, yeah, this individual fucking shit. And then all you have for each other is the When in all actuality, all you have to do is fall back for a minute, breathe, and be willing to listen. Because I promise you, if more people listen to one another to understand as opposed to respond, you would find out there's so much laughter there. Because it's like, damn, you were saying the same thing, but you were just saying it this way. And yeah, you were saying it this way, but I wasn't listening. If you're talking, you're not listening. You gotta close this, open this, and open this. Shut this down. Don't be so analytical. Receive it first, then you process it to here. Then it comes out here. Because this is going to tell you whether what the individual is saying to you is sincere. If you're doing this and this is going, there's a block right here. There's nothing happening. You can't receive the sincerity of what an individual is saying. Now, if you were raised, then here we goes back to i.e. the list, the with or the without. And if you were without, then you are operating from a place of defense. So this would never be reached. Well, it is just still the same. Toxicity doesn't always look like a fight, but usually it is a fight. Manipulation, usually when people manipulate you, there's a game. They're looking to seek something. They're looking to get something. So you look at people's deficiencies and then you can size them up from there. But how are they dealing with you? You know, are they open with you? Are they listening to you? Yeah. So, as I stated, I'm just here to put a little paint where it ain't. Mend some fences, hopefully. If y'all enjoyed the show, man, put a thumbs up, man. Let me know. Let me know I did something right, damn it. Let me know I did something right tonight. Let me know I did something right. Huh. All I can say is that this life is wonderful, truly wonderful. As long as you're on this side of the roses and daisies, you have an opportunity to truly, truly, truly do something great, change lives, forge your legacy, and let your story live on. Don't be robbed. Don't allow petty stuff or petty people to rob you. You can be better. But on this platform, man, there will be those times where I will come on here and I'm going to be wielding a switchblade if I'm feeling like it. So don't charge it to my heart. Charge it to the mind and what I fed it today or that day. And we're going to leave it there and move on. I don't want to offend, but I will if I have to. I'm your brother from another mother. We're all from the same mother. Yeah, beautiful as we are. I'm offering respect, peace, and love, man. Even when I'm on here going at y'all ladies and fellas, I can't give you nothing but that. Nothing but it. If you like the show, man, please share it. Go to YouTube, because everything's going to be going to YouTube shortly. Click subscribe, click like, and follow, man. Also follow me on Instagram. Double tap the Romello Marcellus Show. Yeah. And on Facebook. If you're already following me, man, look. Share it with a friend. Let them follow. They need to get a conversation too. Summer's coming. You know, I got the sweatshirts. I also got the tees, man. Get at me. The link will be up. Got them in red and black. My official colors. This is, once again, the Romello Marcellus Show. Be the example, man. Be the example. Strive to be the example. All right. Be something better and greater than yourself. June is coming. Get the book. Get the book. Get the book. Get the book. The Finishless Finish Line by Romello Marcellus. By me, because I am he. Yeah. Just know that everything you need to know about me damn near is in this book. I didn't spare nothing. And, I had to change some names and identities to protect their identities. But when I tell these stories, yeah, motherfuckers be like, hey. Well, you lucky you changed my name, because I will be pulling up on you. Woo! Yeah. Somebody said I look like him. Tell me I don't. Not with these glasses anyway. But look, man. Before you lay down tonight, man, get on those knees. Be thankful. Be thankful for all you have, because there's someone else, man, out here watching you and wish they had all that you do have. All right? Forgive those who've wronged you. Move on. Ain't nothing you can do about it. It's done now, damn it. Just don't let it happen again. Give them a pass. Yeah. Love on yourself, man. Let people see you love on yourself. When I say that, I can't tell you how to love yourself. Somebody asks me, well, what the fuck do you mean love yourself? You have to figure out how to love you, what's best for you. And you have to do that. Get in touch with yourself. Like yourself. You have to be able to like yourself and love yourself before anyone else can. Okay? You can't impose on someone to do the shit that you want to do for yourself. You want to take yourself shopping and you can't do it. How can you expect someone else to take you somewhere and do something with you? You can't even do it for your goddamn self. Get to that point. Begin to do those things for yourself. And then you can have that as a prerequisite. You know what I want to say. Prerequisite. A requirement, damn it. Yeah. Yeah, love on yourself, man. And explore those ideas you got. This is the time for it, man. Things are changing up. There's nothing too crazy. You thought Noah was crazy before it began to rain. Just touch it every day. It'll come to fruition. Say it. Believe it. You can achieve it. And as I said before, love you. Love others. And if no one else loves you, man, I love you. I love you. Yeah. Pray to God and you believe in your ancestors. You see the difference in your life, folks. Excuse me. Yeah. This is a Romello Marcellus show. Yeah. Tonight was brought to you by a special place in my heart and my mind. And as I said before, if no one else loves you, I love you. Good night.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective.
It's the biggest boss
From business, entertainment, love, and life,
Had to find my inner power.
to fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.